Hello and welcome to Lord Havoc's Marble Champions Custom Content Extravaganza. It's yet another episode of my Creator Spotlight. I really wanted to, spotlight for the better word. The creators on the Discord. I mention the Discord every show, and talk about the talented people on there. And I wanted to sort of dive a little bit more and just instead of me just playing their work, and which is what they want me to do, but I thought it'd be interesting to actually talk to the creators themselves and sort of find out why they do what they do. Like, I really like things like movie commentaries and behind the scenes stuff. I like to see the decisions that were made and stuff, and I think that would be a cool idea for the actual creators because quite often when I'm playing the creation. I do have those sort of questions. I'm like, okay, why did we go with this instead of this? And oh my God, it's amazing that you did this instead of this, and things like that. And so I thought it'd be an opportunity to sort of talk about those sort of things. And I did try it before, and it didn't work very well because I was trying to have a conversation while we were playing, and it just didn't work. And the person that I did that with is with me today, Mr. BerettaBeast. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I think it worked all right,
Yes, you're so kind. You're so kind. It's no, it wasn't very good, and it's really was because I was too distracted playing, right? Because it was like four of us, yeah. So
Yeah.
there was a lot going on, and it went for like 4 hours. It was ridiculous. But I tried my best to sort of like ask some questions and stuff. But whenever I couldn't ask it during my turn because I was trying to play, and then I couldn't ask it during your turn because you were trying to play. It was just a disaster. But thankfully, Mr. Beretta or Mr. Beast, which do you prefer? Do you prefer Beretta or Beast? Which one is it?
People usually just say Beretta.
Beretta. I find it quite interesting. Your nickname is so violent. BerettaBeast.
I know.
And
Yeah.
you're one of the nicest people I've ever spoken to in my life. I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, where does the origin of BerettaBeast actually come from?
It's when I was young, played football, and that was like the coach decided to call me that. Just kind of similar to my last name, so
Okay.
called me that, and then it became an Xbox gamer tag when I was in like middle school. So
Of course it did.
yeah,
What an awesome Xbox gamer tag. I'm
yeah,
surprised they even let you keep it because of the word Beretta. You can't. I mean,
yeah,
you can't do anything these days. But back in those days, it's
yeah.
probably right. Although you're not that old. What am I talking about? Back in those days, how disgraceful. So BerettaBeast is. Look, I'm going to be giving you some praise here, so don't get upset. It's just one of the pillars of the community. I can't stress that highly enough. Everybody in the Discord is talented, but Beretta is just one of those creators that I kind of latched on to early because of just how friendly and helpful you were, but also just how talented you are. Just the amount of output that you've got. It's just amazing to me. I mean, so I've got, as usual, I've got their mod up in the background here, and just look at this content. It's amazing stuff, and it's all quality. So I really want to do a deep dive into sort of the stuff that you've made and why you made it, and sort of the sort of thinking behind it, and just why are you just so good at the things that you do. It's bizarre. But first, before I go any further, I have to mention this picture. Did you make this Tobey Maguire image in the background?
I wish I had the credit for that. I don't even remember where I got it. But yeah, it kind of just became my identity on the server, so I kept it.
It's so awesome. Whoever made it, shout out to me if you're watching this and you made this. Let me know because it's just amazing stuff. Although, funnily enough, your Discord logo is Sonic. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
It's weird how they come up. When I see on Discord, it's the picture of Toby, and yet when I called you, it came up as Sonic. And no, it's on TTS. On TTS, you think it was Sonic. That's what it is. There it is.
yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, is this the right person? What's going on here? Have I got Rumboy by mistake? That's what's going on. Rumboy will be in a future episode as well. He's very, very pumped. So let's dive into it. I really want to pick your brain. And I think it'd be helpful to people who actually want to do stuff. So, could you do a sort of small introduction of yourself?
Yeah, so BerettaBeast. People usually just call me Beretta on the server.
Yeah.
I've been making cards for this game, I want to say since like late 2020. So I got into it pretty shortly after it came out and then started making cards shortly after that. So I think it was like phase one ish, I want to say.
Wow.
Um, yeah, I don't remember exactly when, but yeah, it's been a long time.
You're an old man of the
uh,
server.
yeah, I was lurking around there for a while, and then finally decided to start making my own stuff. I never really got into any sort of like homebrew before, but shout out to Hitch on the server has made it so easy to make custom stuff,
Yeah.
almost too easy.
Yeah.
That like
It's scary.
yeah, and I say too easy because when you get an idea, you just want to start throwing things on cards just to see how it looks, and yeah, it can be dangerous. I think need to do a bit more planning first, but yeah.
How much planning do you do? Do you like have like a design document and then you go in and make them, or do you just go make them and then just start just on the fly?
A little bit of both. I used to do more of a design document and like um, thinking to myself like what I want to represent thematically about the design, and then like translate that into mechanics. And I had a bit more of a formal process, but when I got a bit more comfortable with it,
Mm.
uh, it kind of just became do whatever feels right. And I'm kind of a big believer of the ability and the text or whatever on the card should actually look good visually on the card.
Right.
So, like, if you have some paragraph on your card that's like
Yes.
just way too long,
Yep.
it doesn't look as good. So, I
Yeah.
like to see my effects like written on the card
I agree.
personally.
Yeah, totally agree. I had that problem. I had one particular card. It had like I don't know, it was like 13 lines of text or something. It was ridiculous, and the font
Yeah.
was so small. It's just so, and I got that advice from Kami. Shout out to Kami.
Mhm.
And he said my rule of thumb is I don't have more than 8 lines maximum,
Mhm.
preferably only
Mhm.
four, like four
Yeah.
lines.
Yeah.
So it's
Uh, yeah. I think everyone starts off like that. They want
yeah.
to put like they just have so many ideas, and that's awesome.
Hmm.
But I can't remember where I heard it as well. But I remember hearing like good design isn't when you can't think of anything else to add. It's when you can't think of anything else to take away.
Ooh.
And so like the more you can like strip down like your designs to like the most basic form,
Hmm.
I think is kind of the best personally.
Awesome. So what actually got you from? You said when you first started in the Discord, you were lurking a bit. What
Hmm.
finally pushed you in to start, making your own stuff and publishing your own stuff?
Well, first it was like I usually played in person, Marvel Champions, and then just got so into it that me and a friend wanted to play like in between actual sessions.
Cool.
So we found TTS and started playing on there, and it was like the old Odysseus table, I think,
Right.
that we were playing on, and that table had so much just custom content like around the table. It
Yeah.
was impossible not to see it.
Yeah.
So we would just take a look. Like at first we were kind of, the typical purists who kind of frown upon custom content and all that stuff, but
Right.
after enough time you see some cool stuff and want to try it out. And me and him have always been like a bigger DC fan personally,
Uh,
hence the giant DC Champions logo.
love it.
Uh, yeah. So of course I stumbled on ES's stuff, and like this is way back when I think he only had a few, like maybe 6 or 7 designs,
Right.
like his Batman, his Superman, Etrigan, Nightwing, a few others. But yeah,
Mm.
I played the hell out of those. So yeah, he's kind of what got me into it, and um, I don't remember what actually was like the catalyst for me to actually start creating.
Right.
Probably reached out to ES and he was like, "Hey, do it."
Yeah.
Probably. Um,
That's basically his advice. It is just go for it. Just go for it.
yeah,
What could possibly go wrong? It's yeah.
yeah. So I think that was probably what got me started.
I love the mention of ES. It's a policy of my stream that ES gets mentioned every episode, and it's in some
That's a
capacity
good
or another.
policy. Yeah.
And
Yeah, I don't know if you caught it. I put on the server for the creator home section. I made a little meme of the like, can we have ES on the way home, and or whatever the meme is, like, oh, we have ES at home, and I did a little picture of me.
I did not see this.
'Cause I just,
Where is this? Is it in the Discord?
yeah, it's like on the creator headquarters
Yeah.
that we made a little bit ago. If you find mine, it's like at the very top. I put that little meme there.
Oh my god, I've got to see it now. This is bad content because I'm now scrolling through a Discord that's not on screen, but I don't care. I'm going to have a look at it. Here it is, BerettaBeast. Can we stop and get some embittered soul? Man, we have embittered soul at home. That's so good. Well, I mean, needless to say, ES is. I'm a huge fan. And he's a big part of this.
Yeah. Yeah, who isn't?
And I'm glad that he's inspired you as well. So I've no doubt that it's going to be a very common theme as I go through you guys. He's going to be mentioned a lot because he was. I mean, that's the same for me as well. I mean, he's the one that pushed me to do my own custom stuff. He's a good guy. So all right, well then. So you said you sort of. I want to go back to. I want to touch on this. You said you were like the tourists. Like you frowned on custom stuff, and then sort of like moved into it. So does that mean you haven't done any custom stuff outside of MC?
No, this definitely, starting with MC, definitely created a monster. I do custom stuff for a few other things, not as much, but definitely like dabble in it a little bit here and there.
So,
Doing this definitely just kind of got me into game design in general a little bit.
Awesome. That's really cool. So are you making your own game, or are you just doing customs for other stuff?
A little bit of both. I
Cool.
make a little bit of customs for other stuff. I like trying to make my own games, just kind of coming up with the rules. I haven't quite, as most people, followed through with any of the ideas yet, but I have a few.
I've got 3 multi-million-dollar ideas just sitting around that I've had for like 30 years. You know, it's the classic. I could be a multi-billionaire by now, but of course, it's just too lazy to get it out there. All right, so and the tourist thing is just I find that quite fascinating. So why do you think that is? Why do people frown on some people frown on custom stuff? Like, have you ever been on the Marvel Champions Facebook page? And they've got it restricted. You can only post custom stuff on like 1 day a week. And if you even dare mention it outside of that, like, you just get stuck with this dog bars. Like, this is not official. So where does that come from, do you think?
I mean, I hope this isn't controversial, like in our custom content community, but I actually think it's kind of valid because there are, like, when anybody can just hop on and make whatever they want, there has to be some sort of quality control. Yep. I think.
Wow.
And that's not to say like I don't support people just making whatever they want. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's how you get better. But that's kind of what you need in these sort of communities in order to like reach the heights of the official designers, is like the actual like testing and feedback and all that good stuff.
Yeah, testing and feedback I think is vital.
Definitely,
100% agree with you. I have some concerns with the seal process, but the actual testing and feedback is vital, and that's one of the things that sort of drew me. It sort of convinced me. It was ES's push, and seeing just how friendly people were and happy to help in making the stuff and giving you testing and feedback. The fact that people actually take their time, their personal time, to play something that you made and then give you some help with it just blows my mind every time it happens. It's amazing. It's amazing stuff.
Definitely. I kind of had one of those moments with he's not as active on there anymore, but he was an old admin, Captain Scorp. He's a really, really good guy, and I had my Catwoman and Red Robin, I think,
Yep.
out, and just kind of made them for myself. Super over designed, not very good at all. And he DM'd me and was like, "Hey, some of your stuff has some cool ideas, but it kind of sucks." Just kind of told me, like, kind of helped me figure out how to actually do this, and that was really helpful.
That's awesome. Actually, I've spoken to Captain Scorp as well. When I released my Hellstorm character, he
Hmm.
contacted me and says, "Hey, I had
Hmm.
an idea for a Hellstorm character as well. Let's have a chat." This is amazing. He's like he's in Europe somewhere walking his dog. We're just having a chat
Yeah. Yep.
about custom stuff, and every now and again some lady would stop him and just to pet his dog, and I'm like,
Yep.
why is it always ladies that are stopping you to pet your dog? What's going on? He's like, that's that's a really
Yeah.
attractive dog. Like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
he's a cool dude. All right, so let's dive into your stuff. It's an amazing array of stuff. I mean, there's all the DC stuff here. Runeterra is, I assume that's a game of some kind. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. It's like the League of Legends
Oh, I see.
like
Okay.
universe, I guess.
I
Yeah.
like the girl with the bow. It's cool. Ash. Guilty Gear, I know what that is. I'm not completely boomer. Marvel, and then you got like your scenarios and stuff. It's modular. I love the setup. It's really cool. I like the recently update down the bottom here as well. This is cool. So you know what actually has been looked at recently. All right, so um, let's go through some stuff. What I know this is going to be hard. It's like picking your favorite child. But what do you have a favorite custom of your own?
Um. Yeah, that is a pretty tough question. I I kind of look at like my favorite differently in the sense that like my favorites aren't the ones that I think I did the best on from like a objective standpoint. It's more like I like looking through and seeing how I like got better at it through the years.
Mm.
So even though like my Catwoman and my Red Robin, wherever they are,
They're
they
there
were
somewhere.
some of my first,
Yep.
uh, and they're actually like heavily changed from how they started. But
Oh, okay.
I like looking at them just because like they were my first ones, and um, seeing how I've gotten better at it through the years, like contrasting like a Catwoman with like I don't know Superman or something where it's a lot more focused and
Mm.
stripped down a little bit. I think is fun,
And
but
then of course it's sort of the evolution to your sealed content here, Superman and
hmm
Supergirl.
yeah.
So how far into your creative journey did you get to these characters? Like, are these fairly recent? Are these halfway through? Like, what? How long did it take you to get good enough to do something as awesome as these two?
Well, Supergirl was actually pretty early, and actually surprisingly, when you reached out to me with this, I was kind of looking through some of my old stuff and like
Cool.
kind of the early designs. She actually like didn't change a whole lot, even though she is one of my earlier designs.
Wow.
Um, I I always had the. I'll just blur out real quick. I always had the idea for um, a hero card that had printed toughness, because at
Mm.
the time when I like was designing her, that's like unheard of,
Mm.
and um, I wanted printed toughness, or actually, I take it back. I think it was printed steady at the time that I wanted to do. And everyone was like, "Oh my god, that's so broken!" And she had like 16 hit points
Yeah.
and a 223 stat line, and yeah, I like the challenge of making a hero card as broken as that, and
Yeah.
then still trying to make it balanced.
Right.
So
Is
that
that why
was
you reduced the
kind
hand
of
size to four?
yeah, the hand size of 4, and then the catch of not being able to change form if
Yeah.
there's a minion or a non-permanent side scheme. Yeah.
That's great. This is what I talk about when I talk about sort of great design. So this the idea of trying to balance somebody is. You've got. There's Soups as well.
Hmm.
He's Soups. He
Yeah.
punches guards in the face. It's like
Yeah.
it's just bizarre. So 18 hit points, hand size 4, 2, 3, 3. That all makes perfect sense. That's exactly what Soup should have. Let's face it, he
Hmm.
should have like 50 hit points. So
Yeah.
And then you've got like his ability when you use a basic power, reduce the cost of the event you play is phased by one. This ability can stack. That is genius. When where did you always have the idea to add the this ability can stack onto it from the beginning?
Yeah, yeah. In my head, like it always would stack. It actually was kind of funny. I never had any like helper text with it. I just thought it was pretty self-explanatory that just every time you use a basic, you reduce the cost by one for your next event, and it can just keep going. So if you ready up and use a basic and ready up and use a basic, it keeps going down.
Mm.
But I finally released him, and everyone was like, "What the heck does this mean?" Like they just didn't know what it was supposed to do.
Right.
So I had to like change the wording a lot, and with a lot of help from Veril and get all that narrowed down.
Very.
But
Where would we be without them? Unbelievable.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, kind of like you said, I wanted to make sure like when you look at the hero card, like you're like that's Superman.
Yeah.
Like I had ideas for like him starting at like 0 attack and 0 defense, but like he could get up to something really big and like a bunch of counters or something like that. But I just didn't really like the idea of looking at a Superman hero card where he has like no stats and like you don't see the hero card and you're like, oh god, that's a Kryptonian.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think these two, I mean, these two are great. I mean, they are sealed for a reason. It's as simple as that. Uh, what I find interesting about this is the part of the design process where, like you were saying before, where it's sort of your controversial statement, which I have to remind you is recorded, where you said that sometimes, some customs are, maybe not the best, and it's because when you create your favorite hero, you of course want them to be powerful, right? It's just it is. And the power creep is real. It's like the very first custom you make. I'm pretty sure pretty easy to say this. The very first custom you ever make is usually busted, because
Yeah.
you want to represent your favorite hero, right?
Mm-hmm.
And having the challenge of making Superman and Supergirl be this good and not
Mm-hmm.
be broken, I think
Yeah.
is a testament to it's just how good you are. It's just that this to me is what makes a good creator, someone who's they don't not just pumping out thin after thin after thin and just someone who actually takes the time to sort of make them playable and still fun and still represent their character,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't do. I just pump them out.
Well, I mean, I am more like almost hypocritical where I make cards first, test later,
Yeah,
because like I'm very jealous of the creators, like I don't know, like Design Hacker, where he shows something off and it's in like a finished state, already tested and like just looking amazing.
yeah,
But I more use the community like for their opinions and their testing,
right.
and so I put things out as soon as I can and get feedback. And not to say he doesn't get feedback, I'm sure he does, but
Mm.
you know,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
so
more get them out as early as possible kind of guy.
yeah. I've made 3 heroes in the last 2 weeks. It's just
Yeah,
how do I find the time to test these things? They're not tested.
yeah,
It's just ridiculous. But yeah, I went on holidays and I just ideas just bursting, sitting on the beach writing
yep,
down holiday.
yep.
Cool. So your favorites are pretty much your first ones.
Yeah, probably.
Cool.
I know there's like I could point out some that like I know other people like a lot, like Batman Beyond. People
Yeah.
seem to like a lot. Um, what's another one? Like Flash just got redone. People do like Catwoman. I don't hear a lot about Red Robin. Not to say people don't like him, but I think um, haven't heard as much about him. Starfire, people liked. Um, if I had to like pick some that I think I like more than other people do, like I'm really proud of, even though they don't get played a lot, is probably Martian Manhunter and Miss Martian. I really liked those designs when I was making those.
The Martian family.
Yeah, yeah. It was
Cool.
just fun it was like right around when the requirement keyword came out, and I wanted to make some design around the requirement keyword, and like paying, having to pay specific resources, and I thought they were really good for that mechanic with the whole like malleable, stretchy body thing. I don't know.
Yeah, shape shifting and stuff.
Yeah, shape shifting and whatnot.
I want to talk about some of your other work, so I'm going to segue by using this question.
Mhm.
Do you prefer to create heroes or scenarios?
Definitely heroes, only because I find it vastly easier to do. Scenarios are a lot tougher, in my opinion, and not that that's unpopular. I think that's pretty universally considered that the scenarios are a bit tougher. But I think having a good idea for a scenario, like it kind of comes together and is really fun to make. But having that idea is a lot harder, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's yeah. I'm actually the opposite. I much prefer to create scenarios than heroes.
Oh,
I just,
okay.
I just don't think I'm very good at the hero.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to make them balanced. I fall into the
Uh,
trap that I just discussed. Where I want them to be awesome. So
mm-hmm.
I have trouble pulling back. Whereas scenarios, I think just that my brain just works better that way. It's like trying to make something that is going to entertain and challenge and be something to beat and stuff. It's how my
Yeah.
brain works, I suppose. And in saying that, let's talk about your scenarios. Doomsday, awesome. Parasite, awesome. The Penguin, awesome. Why are your scenarios so awesome? Zoom, how do you do it? What's the deal?
Well, I do have to point out Zoom. That was a collab with me and my friend, the one that we would play champs on TTS like way back in the day. Me and him worked on this
Cool.
together. That was a lot of fun. Um, but yeah, I think for Doomsday, I just really had the idea of like, what if there was a scenario where like 2 or 3 protection players was required, and I thought that would be fun.
Awesome. I love it. Like designing, trying to break them. That's essentially it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I love the Doomsday scenario so much. Just because Doomsday, when you first, it's because it's original Doomsday, not new crappy Doomsday.
yeah.
Because he just new crappy Doomsday just is crap. I mean, just look at this. Just look at this. I mean, he is a threat. He's an actual threat. Wonder Woman looks scared. I love it. It's
Yeah.
great stuff. Yeah, just your scenario design, I think, is just top notch. It's what inspires me. It's like if I can make a scenario as good as yours, then I know I'm doing all right. That's great stuff. And I'm really excited that you're doing the campaign. Let's talk about the
Yeah.
campaign. It's coming.
Yep. Yeah,
Can you tell us about it?
yeah, so I was working on like a Kryptonian, or am working on a Kryptonian campaign since uh, I had the Superman and Supergirl sealed. I wanted to make a little campaign expansion with them included. Um, so yeah, that's kind of, I think some people could maybe infer, considering I had the 2 sealed and then I all of a sudden made a Lex Luthor and a Parasite and I had a Doomsday. So
It's coming, and it's a collab with ES, right?
yeah, to not spoil too much, Zod is going to be in the campaign.
Yeah, that's very cool. I like his General Zod. Although he's changing it, he's going to make a slight change to it before he puts
Yep.
it in.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But yeah, so City of Tomorrow is the campaign. I'm going to use the box art for the thumbnail, so you guys will get to see it. I'm so pumped, man. It's anybody who makes a campaign just impresses me. So just, I mean, Kaj and his Scroll campaign, and Bobber and his
Yeah.
Gotham campaign and stuff. So is,
Yeah, the Gotham campaign.
excuse me, sorry. So is your campaign going to be sort of a branching storyline type thing like Gotham, or more of a sort of traditional box campaign like Kaj?
Probably more traditional. As much as I would love to do something as awesome and insane as that Gotham campaign,
Yeah.
I just don't think I have that sort of thing in me. But yeah, the campaign log itself is kind of what's still got me hung up, like figuring out what to do for the little cheeky campaign mechanic that goes along with the scenarios. So
Right.
I have a few ideas, but yep.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'll play it on the stream for sure. I'm really excited. I think I've played all the content in it already on the stream, but I'll play it again in campaign mode. We'll see how it goes. And it's people that like I said, it just impresses me. People that do these, it's inspired me to do my own. So hopefully I can get that out and happening. We'll see how it goes. I think that's pretty much. What have I got? I'm just looking for my list. I think we've covered everything organically. That's how good. That's what I'm talking about. It's just meant to be a chat.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you sort of wanted to bring up?
Nothing really specific to like talk about. I guess just like I wanted to ask you mostly if there was anyone you wanted to specifically talk about more. I wasn't sure like how long to talk about any specific design considering I have so many. It
No,
could take like 3 hours.
I could. Well, I meant to be at work. Hopefully, nobody from work is listening to this. But no, I'll talk about whatever you want. I wanted to bring up the DC Champion stuff. So if you aren't going to do it, so as you can see, right in the middle of the screen here, you got DC Champions here. So we've mentioned the DC Champions mod a number of times, and I just want to bring it up again. So you are a part of that. And it's just a magnificent, it's just a magnificent effort. This is what you guys have created, ES and the other people that have been involved. It's just amazing. So it's not only is it just its own sort of TTS table. It's not just a table. It's reskins of the official content, custom content. All set out in just beautiful. Actually, I'm going to swap to it. I'm going to swap to it live. Look at this. Amazing. Let's do it. Let's bring it up. Here it is. Just look at this. Look at this. How much involvement did you actually have in all this?
So in the actual like table creation, not a whole lot. I think that was mostly ES and Hitch who threw this together. I did make the hero or the villain mat or whatever.
Cool.
Backdrop. But aside from that, not a whole lot with like the specific mod. But I actually did want to talk a bit about the reskins, just because that took up a lot of like design time over the last however many years, like 4 or 5 years, was me and ES like figuring out which ones to do for what, and he's probably done, I'd say, like 95% of the reskins.
It's amazing.
But yeah, he's just insane with that sort of thing. He's so good at it. But one of the first things me and him kind of worked on was he asked me, or I can't remember if I asked him, to do the Kang scenario reskin, and we decided on doing a Batman Who Laughs reskin for that, and that was a lot of fun and very challenging, and yeah, just really, really fun to do that.
Awesome. Are you gonna collab with some more reskins? Because I think we're missing one, right? What do we got? What's the last one? Next Evolution? Is there one up there?
Yeah, I think we are a little ways behind, and partly that's because like I don't play the game as much as I used to. Like I haven't even played the actual campaigns, like the official campaigns yet.
Oh, okay. Wow.
The last few. Even though I want to, it's just haven't really had
life gets in the way.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the last one I really worked on was the Mad Titan Shadow. I did basically this whole expansion, barring I think someone else, can't remember who, had helped me out with a modular or two. But yeah, I guess if there was any one thing just for a funny story. Bringing up the energies of creation,
Yep.
trying to come up with what to swap out the Infinity Stones with.
Yep.
Uh, that was
What,
that was quite
where the
the.
hell does Black Apple even come from? Like, what's that about?
To be honest, I don't even remember where most of this stuff came from, but I think it was like a singular Justice League run that was going on at the time. Um, and there were these energies of creation that were in them, and trying to map them out to the different stones. And then I remember this tier of extinction art
Yep.
specifically. There, it's just riddled with text boxes, and I had to spend like 3 days just getting rid of them. But yeah,
Did you use like the art request channel, or do you actually do it yourself?
I think I did it myself. I've used the art request channel quite a few times. Those guys that like help out in there are just geniuses.
Yep.
But I do try to do things myself. Um, Actually, there was kind of a funny card for
Well,
where was it?
while you're
The
pulling out the other
Zoom.
guy, the anti-life equation card is just magnificent. Just look at that. Dark
Yeah,
Seed
I always
is.
wanted to make like my own custom dark side
Yep.
after collecting all the art for the Thanos reskin, but I just never had quite the idea for it nailed down. But maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
There's the Gotham campaign that we were talking
Uh,
about there before. Gotham's Reckoning. Man,
oh, yep.
it's so cool.
That's an awesome campaign. What's it? It's so hard just not to like tell a story behind like all of
Go!
the cards.
Do it! Do it! Tell us story!
Well, I mean, for this specific one, this was me and my friend Brew
Yep.
who worked on together, and this was a lot of fun. This is actually one of the few designs of mine that I play tested like really, really thoroughly
Mm.
before I released.
Well,
So it
you
kind
can
of came
tell.
out of the box
Yeah.
a little more polished.
Yeah.
um, but I remember for like this Speed Force card specifically, the art is just Flash, like just regular old Flash, but I just colored in his eyes red to make him look like Zoom because I liked the art.
Ah, cool.
Um,
I love that sort of
this
stuff.
card, yeah, this card specifically, this was maybe like a week project of trying to get all the art, or not the art, the speech bubbles removed and
Wow.
like moving things around. I remember there was like some speech bubbles like uh, next to this big belly sign, and I had to like take a slab of concrete from somewhere else in the art and like paste it there just to cover it all up. But
That's great. And
yeah,
do
that
you
was a
just
lot
do
of
this in
fun.
Photoshop, or is
Yeah, yeah, just Photoshop or like I think back in the day when I was making this one, it was Photopia, the free one.
yeah?
But yeah, mostly Photoshop.
Do you have like a design background, like an artistic background?
No, no, I definitely had to like kind of learn um, after I started this hobby, which was a lot of fun. Just doing like a lot of YouTube tutorials and
Hmm.
whatnot, trying to get my like Photoshop skills better, which was a lot of fun.
Awesome. I actually still do my art stuff in Paint.
Oh yeah,
But I use the templates and stuff in Photopedia and all that sort of stuff. So I'm not completely incompetent. But I just for some reason I'm stuck with Paint. I know how to use it, so I just use it. But I have recently been using the art request channel because it's just
hmm
it's amazing. There's that AI regeneration thing that they do or whatever it is they call it.
yeah,
Someone tried to explain it to me once.
yeah,
I think it was ES tried to explain it to me, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's just completely over my head. Just as long
yeah,
as I get the picture comes out looking cool, that's all I need to know. That's
yeah.
amazing.
There was one that the I think it was Hitch himself that did, um, and it was like I actually couldn't believe how he was able to do it. Trying to see if I could pull it up here. Just on the, can't remember where I put him. It was for Impulse. But I can't remember where he is on here. Maybe he's not even on here.
He's a
But
he's a Titan, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what I thought, but
I
I
think
don't think he was in there. Or did I miss him? Yeah, I must not have asked yes to admin, but yeah. Just some of those guys on the art request channel are just crazy.
I might actually have the actual card. Is it back on yours? It'll be back on your table, right?
Yeah.
Let's go back to your table.
All right.
Look at this. Look at this amazing technology.
We're jumping around.
We can jump wherever we want. It's the freedom of TTS.
Yeah, it was this art, the alter
That's
ego
awesome.
art.
Yeah.
And
let me blow that up.
I don't know. Let me see if I can find the original art just to scare you.
Impulse the movie. I don't think I've ever seen Bart sitting down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, here it is. There, I just sent it over to you.
Oh, right. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Let me see if I can actually change to that. I don't know if I can change to that. Yep, there we go. It's on the screen now. So there's the original image, folks. Yeah, crazy. Wow. Cool. This has been absolutely awesome, dude. I really appreciate you taking the time to chat, and it's always fun chatting to you. We should get another game in. We gotta get another game in. That was great fun. But I know
we'll maybe run through the campaign expansion when I finish that.
Oh, dude, book it in. Book it in. That'd be awesome. If you could, if I could have you and ES and maybe Joshy, if I'm feeling generous, that'd be amazing. It's just we have to find like the time. It's just you guys, ES especially, is super busy. It's really, any chance we get to play is a good chance. But yeah, that would be awesome if I could have you on. I'm actually going to, just a spoiler alert, I'm going to be playing Black Widow at some point. Because I've become quite obsessed with the concept of playing in alter ego. So I made, because I usually hate it. Like I really, really hate flipping alter ego. But I've come around. Something a switch has been done in my brain. I've come around now. And I made a couple of heroes that are sort of alter ego-ish. Abigail Brand and the Wall. And then I saw you post your Black Widow, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. This is basically what I want. Black Widow is one of my favorite characters, so I want to give her a go. But I always get nervous when I play test heroes because I don't really know how to play. I feel weird giving critique and stuff. I always feel better doing scenarios. I much prefer scenarios. But I thought I'd give it a go. Have you got any socials that you want to plug? Have you got like your own YouTube channel, any blog or anything?
No. I mean, I do have a YouTube channel, but if anybody's interested in old Dragon Ball Fighters combo videos, they can go check that out.
Dragon Ball Fighter combos. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. Or if you could send it through to me, and I'll put it in the bio for the video. That would be cool. I'm sure someone might be interested. Who knows?
Yeah, there's a niche somewhere.
Even I'm intrigued now. I've never even heard of it before, so I'll definitely give it a shot. It'll be cool. Anyway, it's been absolutely pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for joining me. I know you're a busy man, and having you on, like I said, you're a pillar of the community. So having you on it was very important to me. So thank you.
Thank you so much. It was so fun, and yeah, you have kind of kickstarted a lot of really fun stuff around in the community as well, and like the whole custom content stream has been an absolute pleasure to watch. You and Joshy and whoever else is just hilarious to watch. So
Joshy, he's an interesting man. Yep. But no, the banter is the fun. It's just, I mean, I do the stream for one. Thanks for saying that. I really appreciate it. But I do it for two reasons. One, because it's fun, and it's a chance to, like you said, to banter and stuff like that. But I just really I want to get rid of the stigma of custom content being bad, because a lot of the content on the Discord is good. Like, it's actually good stuff. It's not overpowered, trash that it's actually good. Sometimes better than the original, the actual official stuff. And I think it's the MC world needs to know, and just take advantage of it. It's great stuff. I mean, you do yourself a favor, in the immortal words of Molly Meldrum, and just go check it out. It's good stuff. Awesome. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll catch up again for a game at some point.
For sure.
Really cool. If you're watching this on video, YouTube. What did I say video for? I'm very tired. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe and all that sort of crap. If you would like to leave a comment, that would be awesome. Say hi to Beretta for me. Any kind of comments that you want to leave would be great. Really appreciate it. Is there a creator that I haven't covered that you want to cover? I'll check them if they're on my list. I've got a list. There's like 25 names on my list. They're coming at some point, I swear. But if they're not, let me know. And also check out the links. So I'll have the links to Beretta's work, TTS and Google Drive, but also I'll have a link to the Discord. So if you have even the slightest inclination of a custom that you have an idea for, it's like no one's had this idea before. Let's chuck it on there. Do it. That's all. Just do it. I want to put I should put like the Shia LaBeouf. Just do it. GIF up. I should have that. Just check out the link to the Discord. Say hello. Just everybody's happy to help. No question is too dumb. If you have a question, ask the question, and somebody will have an answer, and then help you out and with your creation and stuff like that. And there's a whole bunch of resources on there: how to use Photopea, how to upload to TTS, like all that sort of stuff. So check them out. Thank you again, Beretta. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, I'll see you around the Discord. Thanks, everybody. Yeah. Take care. Bye.